No one wants to worry about their garage door, right? You just want to push a button and go. Well, one call to Direct Service Overhead Garage Doors, and we can make that a reality. We provide 24-hour, same-day service at no additional cost, alongside the best pricing in the industry. So give us a call today and stop worrying about that broken garage door or opener. 501-244-3667. Or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. Let me clear my throat here. Get a little sippy sip. There's nothing left in that cup. That cup is empty. 3, 2, 1. Yo, that light is right in the shot, too. How do you like that? Our studio lighting is not where it should be. Hang on a second. You move there, sir. All right. We haven't had a chance to really talk this week. The first live stream this week, and I told you guys the content. I'm gonna go live when I have something to talk about. We have a little bit of something to talk about. I figured we would. I didn't put it in the title because when I do, it just seems to run people off, and I don't really understand it. Even when Arkansas baseball's good, the views are just, they struggle. No one cares about Arkansas baseball, at least not the majority of the people who watch this channel anyways. So we will talk a little bit about this game, and of course Arkansas is not done yet in the SEC tournament. And so we're not done there yet. We'll see what Arkansas can do. Can they muster up a couple of wins? They got to play the winner of Florida and Texas A&M, assuming anything happens tomorrow at all. Hoover is expected some bad weather. So before we go any further, of course, a shout out to the Patreon supporters. You guys again know I am not here. I'm not here without you. Really cool. that you guys have stuck around this long. I mean, there's people on that list that have not stopped. They've been constant supporters, and it's incredible. I mean, I don't know. When I had someone ask me a little while back, who's your longest running Patreon supporter? And I said, I think the funny thing is there's several that have been Patreon members for a while, and they're not doing it for any other reason than just to support their boy. Just to throw some love at their boys. That is really cool. And of course, I'm definitely not here without Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Our first sponsor, and they're still our sponsor, Travis Ford and the boys. Shout out to them. Same-day services, they do it. Emergency service, 24/7, 365 days a year. They do that. Free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, hundreds of 5-star reviews, better than best results. Give them a call today, 501-244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. By the way, very, very first Hogville, it's actually Hogville Net on YouTube. I didn't come up with that name. That was there when they started the YouTube channel 6 years ago. They posted a few videos, and they just kind of left it, they just kind of left it. They had other things, it's hard to staff out, when you've got writers and everything. That's what they brought me on board for. I'm going to build that bad boy up. And I know every time we talk, like, someone either will ask me, sometimes in live chat or Discord, you guys will DM me in Discord, and you'll ask, like, what's the latest? Hogville, so again, we got our first video up today. And, proud of it. And really excited about the future with Hogville. But it is Hogville Net if you look for it. It's not Hogville.net, it's just Hogville Net. So if you guys want to go look that up, make sure listen, if you support your guy, if you support your boy Ty Hudson, you'll go over there, you'll subscribe, and you'll like, and you'll view that video. That's what you'll do. I did share it in Discord today. So that was accomplished. We got that out. So as for the channel update here, I suspect this week, possibly next week, will be the last of Pig Trail Network in terms of the name. The channel stays. It's, I've got someone working on it. We've already got a logo kind of ready to go, right? This is also, my bad. I really should have put this in the title. It might be a little bit of a channel update. Just kind of like an overall update, because we haven't talked since last week. So, but the channel name is established. Our mods know what it is. Our mods have seen a version of the logo in Discord, so I'm going to ask that the mods not, say anything. But I've already hinted at what it is. So I never got the chance to say congratulations. Oh, thanks, man, on joining Hogville. You have one of the best Razorback media channels. Been here for a couple of years. Yeah, Ash, you've been around for a while. And I do appreciate that, man. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Kelly Marie? How you doing? You guys make sure you like the stream. Please like, share, and subscribe. What up, Ty? Fresh off work, Maine. How's it going, my mans? Would be a lot better if Arkansas could actually, beat Alabama. If they could actually just beat Alabama, that would be great. Travis and the boys be covering the whole state of Arkansas. But say a hurricane comes through down here, he willing to travel. I don't know if he's going to go. I don't think they leave the state. That'd be a good question for Travis. That'd be a good question for him. I don't know if he's in here. He'll probably watch. He watches a lot of these shows. He listens to them while he's at work, because he's not only is he's true to his word. He's not just a sponsor. He is a fan of the content, and he loves being a part of the community here. Is he a lurker? Yeah, he's a PTN lurker. But you know what? I love my lurkers. I'm not here without my lurkers. I'm not here without the people lurking. Got plenty of them, and I love it when they step out into the light, and they're like, "Hey, I am a lurker, but Ty, I love your content." But yeah, that's a question for him. Does the Diamond Hogs have to stick around played another game at Hoover. Yeah, they will. I don't know what the rules are. They can't just pack up and leave, and I don't think they want to. Dave Van Horn, by the way, for those of you who are unaware, maybe you only caught pieces of the game. He did not coach. Don't know what happened. Of course, there's speculation everywhere. Oh, he was given his walking papers and he was depressed. No, that's not what happened. At least as far as I know. They're not going to fire the guy. They just named a damn pig statue after him. Did they give him a pig statue? They were like, we're going to name that one Dave. Isn't that what they did? They didn't give him like a life size, which are damn expensive, by the way. They didn't give him a life size. They gave him like one of the, which is an honor, right? I mean, any one of us would kill to have a pig, one of those statue pigs on campus named after us. I would. That's pretty damn cool. But they're not going to, that's the most ridiculous thing. It's the same individual, Michael Kopesky, in our Discord, who claims that Dave Van Horn is should hit the road, and I just could not disagree more. What up? Oh, I already read that. Blah, 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 blah. Crown and Coke time. Carpenter, I hope it's good, my man. Wednesday night, I just can't do. The Van Horn Hog is beautiful. Yeah, the Van Horn Hog. I just want to call it Dave. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Since we're going to talk about KJ, yeah, and that is, we're going to talk about him in just a little bit. But do you think he has a shot at being a good quarterback in the NFL? I mean, he has all the tools, and Arkansas has really never had a great quarterback in the NFL for a while. Yeah, since like Sterner had a very brief time. Brandon Allen has had some moments where he's come in and played as a starter because of injury or whatever to a starting quarterback. Ryan Mallett was given opportunities. Tyler Wilson was drafted by the Raiders, but he had a very short NFL career. Yeah, Arkansas doesn't have a lot of luck with quarterbacks in the league. They just don't. Arky 56 says they need a new batting coach. I mean, I'm not dying on any hills. I'm always hesitant. I shouldn't say always. I'm majority of the time hesitant to say someone needs to get canned here on this live stream. But I did say it was time to walk away from Mike after 8 years. Do they need to make a change with the hitting coach, or is Dave Van Horn too stubborn to make that change? I don't know. I think something has to happen. I do agree with that. Now, here's the reason. Listen, first off, Dave Van Horn, to the crowd that believes he should be fired, or even to the few people who think that he's gone after this year, which is erroneous. It's erroneous on both counts. Yeah, they're not doing that. Number one, he just had a damn, like I said, the statue, right? The pig statue, the Van Horn pig. You're not going to name a statue after the guy and then just be like, deuces, we're going to go the other way. We're leaving. He means too much. He's a winning coach. He's still, I mean, now Musselman's going to be on his heels, but he's in terms of the sport that he coaches in, he's the winningest coach on campus. Those back-to-back Omaha visits really saved that guy's career at Arkansas. Well, I shouldn't say saved, but they cemented his tenure, his further coaching at Arkansas. Had he not made Omaha back-to-back years, I don't know, let's say they got eliminated in the Supers or eliminated in the regionals or whatever, maybe we're having a different conversation right now. That's 2 less College World Series appearances, right? And those would be your first two in a what was the time period between the first one of the two and the one previous to that? It was a few years, was it not? Wasn't there a little gap there? So it's an entirely different conversation that we're having right now if you didn't have those back-to-back College World Series appearances. But even then, I think it would still be a little bit of a stretch to say Hunter Yurchak wants to walk away from Dave. He doesn't. I've heard they have a great relationship. I mean, you hear that about – unless it's like Oklahoma State where that's all you ever hear is how the mullet coach over at Oklahoma State doesn't get along with the athletic director. Like, I've been hearing that for 15 years. How long has he been the head coach at Oklahoma State? I've heard that since the beginning of of that tenure with him, Gundy. But and there's some other places you hear that, but at Arkansas, like that, the most common thing that I hear is that Hunter Yurachek he's really tight with all the coaches on campus. So I don't see it happening. And the year's not over with. People are overreacting. It's not over with, man. I want to talk about Leach really quick. Not Leach himself. I've been sitting here too long. See, I was sitting here thumbing around on Photoshop, thumbing around on Photoshop, and tailbone is already like, I'm feeling it. His dad took to Twitter. At Leach Clan. Damn it, I deleted or I took down. So a fella by the I've never heard of this guy. At Aid Sappev. I don't know. Paul Revere Pig Aid Sap. Paul Revere Pig Aid Sap. My bad. He screenshotted Leach's dad, who on Twitter says, "You're our guy, my ass. We aren't State Farm, brother, and we won't be." When I see brother typed out, I want to do a wrestling. I want to do Hulk Hogan. We aren't State Farm, brother. I can't do it. Oh, brother, I'm gonna take you outside the arena and I'm gonna lay a smack down. I can't do it. It hurts the throat. Oh, God. Water. Then it was actually before that tweet he wrote, "Time to go, D. Let's find the place that's best for you." Now, after tonight, I know people are upset, not real thrilled about the play at catcher tonight. Listen, I tell fans, don't take to Twitter in anger. Don't do it directed at players. Don't do that. Don't tag players. Don't tag families. We've seen that. We've seen it get brutal. That gives Arkansas, the fan base, a really bad name. Don't do that. That's some bullshit. Don't do that. Don't go at families. Now, on the other side of that coin, when family members take to Twitter and they're kind of dogging the program that their kid plays at, that's ill-advised. At that point, I'm not going to, look, they're grown-ups. Obviously, kids old enough to play in college. I'm not saying, and I'm not telling you to go dog at Leach Clan. I'm not telling you to do that, but don't go tweeting at them and swearing at them and getting all angry and starting some stuff. But it's odd that a parent would do that. I'm going to find the rest of that Twitter. This is what he was tweeting, man. He tweeted a picture of the Yankees manager throwing in the white towel. That was an hour ago. No respect for you at all. Let's go find the respect. This is the player's parent. I thought he had something else to say. He made a comment about, he quote tweeted Vandy baseball, and he said, "Hey, you so-called Hog fans, I see this is going to get you. This is when they're going to come after you. Hey, you so-called Hog fans, these guys got swept at home. And look at that score. If you guys think we should win like Tennessee, that is an unrealistic expectation. That may never happen again. Let's reset and get ready to go on Wednesday." So he's showing a little bit of support there. He's hashtagging Omahogs. He's hashtagging Razorback baseball and Woo Pig Suey and everything. What are you talking about? Don't get me wrong. Arkansas did not go to Omaha last year. I get it. They did host regional and super regional. They were pretty damn good last year. What are you talking about? If you guys think we should win like Tennessee. Now, if he's talking about this year, they didn't go undefeated in series play like we did a year ago. If you just want to talk about runs, great. And they are a very well-balanced team. They're very well balanced. I'm not going to argue with anybody who picks them to win at all. You don't see the 1 seed do that, and we haven't since 1999. What the hell is this? Why did he wait to fly? What are you? Get the hell out of my... My wife has plants in this room. We have plants everywhere in this house. Our backyard is like a I don't know. It's a big garden, and we've got plants in the house, and it's drawing insects. And I told her the warmer it gets outside, the more plants got to get out of here. I thought that was a bizarre thing to say. Like, what are you talking about in terms of win like Tennessee? My guy, Arkansas went undefeated in conference play last year. What are you talking about? You're upset your son isn't starting. Is that what this is? Like, why do parents take to Twitter and do this? I get being upset and whatever. I get it. I don't have kids old enough to play that level of any sport, and maybe I will. I don't know, but I hope I keep my composure. I just don't understand, and we've seen it with uncles, we've seen it with moms, dads. They take to Twitter and they vent their anger and frustration and everything on Twitter, and it's just ill-advised. And you're going to get ganged up on by Razorback Twitter. And I'm not going to stand in the way of anybody that wants to tell these people, you're ridiculous, shut up. It's just kind of, I don't know. Lackluster year in comparison to the talent and potential there. I mean, you're not wrong. No way only one person is watching this. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, did we have super chat? My bad. Who super chatted? Oh, it was Jay Carpenter. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I swear I did not see that. Dude, parents do that at every stage of baseball. The parents are the worst part of the game. Yeah. Well, I'm talking to parents who have kids who have a massive influence on a fan base. I'm not talking about high school kids. You know, I mean, even them too. I don't think any parent should be doing that. I don't think any parent should be taking to social media and pulling that kind of stunt. Now, unless it's absolutely called upon, right? Like if a coach is a horrible, horrible coach, they're shit-talking your kids, then yeah, of course. I mean, you got to call it out, but because your kid's not starting, what the hell is that? My kid's not starting, I'm angry, I'm going to take to Twitter and I'm going to vent. It's amazing that he hasn't caught more trouble on Twitter. I mean, it really is from fans. But then again, I think fans too kind of, they sympathize a little bit with him. His kid's not playing and they understand. Y'all remember Alex Collins' mom reaction when he committed to Arkansas? I remember when he signed and she ran off with the papers. I'll never forget that. Collins' mom, she made his whole day about her ridiculous. I can't understand it. Let the kids, let the kids have their day. I've had enough contact on Twitter with who's creepy uncle? Who are you talking about? Who? Did I miss something? Who are you talking about? Collins. Yeah, Alex Collins was wearing his camo jacket. I'll never forget that. Fire that dang hitting coach, please. All I'm saying, we going backwards in the hitting department. They really are. And what's crazy to me is how the baseball team just seems like they collapsed. It's so bizarre to me to see how they've just collapsed. I mean, I get it. They opened up the season with a loss, right? But that doesn't mean anything. You still won the series against Illinois State, but then you had some other bumps in the road along the way that didn't make a lot of sense and things that were a little bit telling. You struggled to beat some really bad teams this year. I think their best conference series, I mean, LSU, sweeping LSU is always good. But then they turn around, they drop 2 of 3 to A&M. A&M is playing some pretty good baseball. They take 2 of 3 out of Ole Miss. They beat the Mississippi schools. Midweek game losses are hard to swallow, but they happen all the time. I mean, they really do. The Missouri State loss, though, did seem we thought at the time, I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. And we didn't think that that was the case, because then they go on the road and they take 2 out of 3 against Auburn, who at the time was ranked top 20. You won game 1 11-8. You drop game 2 in a close one 5-3, and you take game 3 7-4. Kind of seemed like all was right in the world. And since then, you dropped 2 out of 3 to Vandy, and now you've lost 3 out of 4 to Alabama. 2 teams I think Arkansas I think overall are better than, but maybe not. Maybe they're overrated. Maybe D1 baseball had no business putting Arkansas in the top 5 this year. I mean, they're not hosting a regional. I mean, are they? What do you guys think? Are they hosting a regional? I don't see it. I mean, they're going to have to beat whoever they play next. We have the top of the line facilities, top recruiting, and Dave Van Horn. We should not have these hitting problems. We do. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Alex. Oh, Leach's creepy uncle. Okay. Yeah. Ty, how long has the batting coach been on the team? What is he year 3? Someone will have to help me out with that. It's either year 3, year 2, or year 3. I do agree, though, with the facilities that they have, the fan support, bomb stadium. I mean, Dave Van Horn, it's kind of hard to it's hard to look at this season and think that it's it's anything less than what Arkansas is capable of being. And I realize they were top 5 all year, but we have to look at how they played. And they have not been I don't think they've played up to the expectations. And I know, and I'm not talking about fan expectations, by the way. I'm talking about media. I'm talking about the people who hyped them up preseason. I'm talking about anyone who talked about college baseball. And believe me, everyone was talking these guys up like they are a legit Omaha club, or at the very least, a very hard out in postseason play. And right now, they look like they're going to be lucky to get out of the regionals. That's kind of the expectation, I think, and that's the expectation that Dave Van Horn has built, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. It's better than to be on the other side of this, where we're like, oh my God, we finished the season. You know, we had some good series wins. You know, it's better than to be on the other side of this, where we're like, thank God, you know, we're not that bad. Yeah, we just dropped 3 out of 4 to Bama. We lost the series to Vandy, but hey, at least we beat LSU and Auburn this year, who were ranked. That's not who we are. Arkansas baseball is like, wait, you mean we lost more than one SEC series this season? What the hell? That's how spoiled fans are. And that's a tip of the cap to old Dave Van Horn. Now you just got to live up to it, and that's not always the easiest thing to do. Yeah, I think your best series win on the season was at Auburn. Game 1, you opened it up, man. What'd they have in that game? Like 15 hits, 11 runs. Pitching wasn't the greatest, but I think that was your best series win. A lot of people might say LSU, but you know that was at home, and you struggled. Like all 3 of those games were pretty close, and so were the Auburn games. I get it, but Auburn was on the road against a team that at the time a lot of people thought, well, these guys are pretty legit. They were down a couple of pitchers too. I get that. We are spoiled. Oh, Razorback baseball fans are spoiled, and we're just not used to being in this position. We're not. I mean, let's be real, man. We're not. We're not used to being in this position where we're having to look up at more than just one team to be considered the best in the SEC. You're looking up at. I don't even know where I would put Arkansas right now. It feels like they're maybe top 8 at best. When they're playing their best, I think they're capable of being top 3. And we saw glimpses of that this year, but just not consistently. Is there any update on Dave Van Horn's health? I haven't heard anything, Leslie. I hope he's okay. I've heard Phil say earlier that he was resting and that he was fine, but other than that, I don't know anything. Hired June 16, 2017. God, has he been here that long? I was thinking he got hired in like 2019. Dave can't be well, or he would be in Hoover. That was kind of my thinking before Phil. You kind of wonder if Phil was just told to say that. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him missing this game unless, I don't know. Just don't see him. I don't see him not being at a game unless he's like almost on his deathbed. I don't know. I've been looking for you. Oh, okay. That's kind of creepy. Todd, what do you mean you've been looking for me? Preach it, Fat Lincoln. KJ is basically Malik Willis. I don't know about that. How about some recruiting news really quick? Arkansas hosted a big-time JUCO defensive tackle who will count towards, I guess he's transfer. I can't, they've messed everything up with the JUCO, with the way, it's just messed up. But they are after a JUCO, so I think technically it counts as a transfer. He won't. God, I don't know. I'm about giving up trying to keep up with all this bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. One of you might be able to answer this for me. I only just learned about this kid not long ago, but I know he's a JUCO prospect. Taylor Lewis, 6'3", 300-pound JUCO defensive tackle out of College of the Canyons. He was in Fayetteville today. Currently holds a crystal ball to Nebraska. His recruitment has been blowing up, receiving offers to 5 different schools in the month of May alone: Oregon State, Mizzou, Nebraska, Auburn, of course, Arkansas, to go along with as many other offers he already has. He will have 2 years of eligibility. I don't know. It sounds like Nebraska was his favorite. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but would be a solid get. We know that. Oh boy, Torrin Carter. It's not a. I feel like we've talked about this a number of times, but I don't know that Torrin Carter is going to be full go. Until maybe later on in fall, like towards the end of the year. Listen, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors. He may as well just not even play this year. I can't confirm anything. Nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed. This could all just be fluff, right? This could all be bunch of BS. It could be. I don't know. But sure sounds like he's a little bit further behind, and doesn't sound like he's going to be good to go this year. That's a blow, man. And again, we have talked about this. We have talked about it. So now you're kind of scrambling and looking to possibly land this JUCO defensive tackle. Again, Taylor Lewis, 6'3", 300 pounds. Man, I'm gonna have to redshirt him on NCAA 14. I got my roster like perfect. I added Landers, the wide receiver. Had to give up someone, I forgot who I deleted. But looks like I'm going to have to rearrange that and just redshirt Torrin Carter. Or just not play him, I guess. Ty, what do you think is up with Burks at Tennessee? Media said he left practice again yesterday twice. I don't know. That's news to me. I didn't know that. I know that he showed up. What was it, OTAs or whatever? He showed up day one and was huffing and puffing, and he ended up having to go back to the locker room. I don't know what's going on with Treylon Burks, honestly. I don't know. I guess he's just that out of shape. You think about it, he hasn't been in game shape since what? December? I'm sure he's been a little bit distracted with things. I don't know. Maybe he's got asthma. I have no idea what's going on. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had to leave practice again yesterday. He missed the game because he was interviewing Thompson's replacement. I'm looking forward to the Arkansas-Texas matchup tomorrow. Yeah. Bogle's going to be fire. Softball, baby. Let's go. The ladies, man. Can they topple OU? The OU softball, the Terminator of softball, man. They're good. I know that. Brian Landreth says, if you're disappointed in baseball today, go back and watch the Arkansas versus Texas game again, and you'll be happy again. That always cheers me up. Yeah, that's actually a good point, Brian. I would argue the first half against A&M, too. I still think had KJ played the rest of that game, had he played, well, he did end up finishing the game, but had he played in the second half, in the third quarter, in the top of the fourth quarter, I think Arkansas – I think they win. I think they tack on at least another 6, maybe more. I would compare KJ more to someone like Cam Newton or Dak Prescott. I think Cam Newton's a somewhat fair comparison. I mean, look, I'm not saying he is Cam Newton. I'm not saying that. But that would be a good comparison. I don't know that I'd compare him to Malik. I'd say Malik Hornsby is probably a closer match, maybe. Lady's going to win it all. Man, that would be great if they did. How cool would that be? I don't see anyone beating Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma looks. Who beat them? Didn't Oklahoma State take them down? I think they are beatable, but I'll be honest. You guys know I don't cover softball. I don't. I have no idea. That would be me stretching. That'd be me really. I don't know enough to speak on how good Oklahoma is, how good Arkansas is, but the couple of people who I have talked to who do keep up with softball quite a bit, they think that Arkansas has believe that Arkansas is every bit as good as Oklahoma, but I just don't know. Swaggy AC says KJ is KJ. Well, right. But I think what they're doing, Swaggy, is they're just trying to make a comparison to an NFL quarterback, which is fine. That's fine. Yeah, but you're right. KJ is KJ. I don't know if there is. I don't think there is another quarterback like KJ in the landscape of college football. Ty, what do you think about the SEC possibly having their own type of playoff? I'm all for it because I say to hell with these ADs who would not vote to expand the playoffs. The SEC wanted to expand the playoffs. They wanted to expand. You know why? More SEC teams in the playoffs. These other teams are these other conferences, I should say, are a bunch of Susans. Is what they are. Yeah, no. To hell with this, man. Burn it all down. Let the SEC do its own thing. Bring on Oklahoma and Texas. Bring their asses over here. I don't care. I've said before, I don't know if that's good or bad for Arkansas bringing two teams like that over here, but it is what it is. It's going to happen. 2025. I think that's what Greg Sankey. No, Hunter Yurchek. Hunter Yurchek said that on Josh Bernaccini's show. Was that this morning? I think that was either today or yesterday. But they're gonna join in 2025. So we still got a minute, unless the Big 12 comes apart before then. Therefore, OU and Texas will not have to pay the Big 12 anything. See, that's their problem. They got to pay I forgot what the payout is, but that's what they're holding off on. They don't want to pay. It's a lot of money. They don't want to pay the Big 12 if they leave out of their contract, right? I mean, that's how that works. So, yeah, I'm all for it. They should have expanded the playoffs. Now, I don't know. That's 16 teams. How big can you make that playoff? But then, obviously, at that point, you got to add more. I think about Florida State. If you're thinking geographically, I've heard Notre Dame was rumored to – I don't know what the hell that's all about. No, I don't want Notre Dame here. But at the same time, the market value with that, what that would do to the SEC, oh, my God. In terms of just market, just in terms of revenue, oh, my God. What do the teams get paid right now? Like $40 million, $45 million? Wasn't that their payout this year? Think about what it would be. Think about what it's going to be when you add Texas, Oklahoma, and by that point, I think you're going to have more teams if they haven't already left where they're at, you're going to hear that being a part of the conversation. Clemson, Miami, Florida State. You're not really doing it for basketball, but if you were, you would want to add like North Carolina. Duke, throwing it out there. I think eventually, listen, I think by the time I'm long gone, by the time I'm dead, or a lot of us are dead, the SEC will not look anything like what it does right now. College football is not going to look anything like it does right now, and we've seen that at the beginning with NIL. Well, when you had it started with the senior, the graduates, right? The seniors who've graduated, who were granted instant eligibility. We started it with that. Then we started with instant eligibility and the NIL stuff. It's only going to continue to get, as this can gets kicked further and further down the road. It's going to change the landscape of college athletics. Period. It's going to be insane. And hell, I think it's going to be before that. I think it's going to be in the next 5-10 years. It may not look anything like it did 5 years ago from now, right? It's nuts. It's crazy. Texas and Oklahoma State have beat them this year. Oh, you're talking about OU. Okay. OU softball. I think it's $80 million to leave the Big 12. Yeah, it's something crazy. It's a lot of money. Pittman didn't want to run the score up in the A&M game. I don't think that was it, Hog Dog. I think Malik Hornsby couldn't drive the team down the field. It's not like they were blowing A&M out of the water. I mean, they had a decent, small, comfortable lead most of that game, and then Malik Hornsby came in because KJ got hurt. No, I don't think that was it, Hog Dog. I think it was KJ came out of the game, didn't play in the third and most of the fourth quarter, and that's why they couldn't score. If KJ can stay healthy, I think he finishes second in the whole SEC and maybe first in QB rushing. I think you're probably on to something, Mr. Bloodline, for sure. KJ has the chance to be one of the greatest Razorback QBs of all time. I think you're right, too. I think Arkansas, I mean, Ryan Mallett, to me, is still just in terms of a pure passing quarterback, I think is the greatest pure passing quarterback of all time. I know some OGs are going to bring up Quinn Grovey. Quinn, of course, ran a little bit different offense back then, but some still believe he's a big part of the reason why they had so much success when he was there with Ken Hatfield. Joe Ferguson. Clint Sterner is I don't know why his name's not brought up more. I realize the Tennessee fumble thing happened, but you don't win a lot of those games in those years in Houston Nutt's early part of his career without Clint Sterner. Brandon Allen's senior season is one of the greatest seasons a quarterback has ever had at Arkansas. But it's not like he's got a mile-long list. It's not like we've got a whole bunch of first, second, and third-round quarterbacks that have come out of Arkansas. Arkansas has struggled at putting quarterbacks into the draft. That is the absolute truth until, Ryan and Tyler and of course, Brandon. Do you agree that KJ is a top 5 quarterback in the nation? Okay, let's move on to that then. Before I answer that, let's look at this. All right, this is what we're talking about. 247, and I think they actually posted this. We may have missed this. I think it came out late last week, but Brad Crawford puts out his list of his top, I think it was his top 25 quarterbacks, but we have the top 20 here. We're not going to go down that entire list. Bryce Young from Bama, you guys know. CJ Stroud at Ohio State. Caleb Williams. We'll visit that maybe at a later time. Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel. KJ Jefferson, 5th in the country. Hendon Hooker at 6th. Grayson McCall. I like Grayson McCall, by the way. I think he's a really good quarterback. Spencer Rattler, 8th. Devin Leary at NC State, 9th. Tyler Van Dyke, who I think is kind of some folks, I don't know. I think I'd probably put him like in the top 6. Tyler Van Dyke could be pretty special at Miami. So he's at 10th. That puts KJ as the number 2 rated quarterback in the SEC. Now, do I buy that? Yes. Do I buy that he's the 5th overall quarterback in the country? I don't know. I'm really big on the guy. You guys know that. I am in the KJ Jefferson fan club. Top 5 might be a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Do I think he should be in front of Hendon Hooker? I think those two are so tied And of course, Tennessee fans, I mean, it's back and forth. Tennessee fans think that he's better. Of course, he didn't come into the year as the starting quarterback at Tennessee. Their excuses just go on and on. KJ, he's played multiple years under Kendall Briles and, was given more opportunities, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. What matters is what they did this year. And Hendon Hooker is a damn good quarterback. And I'm not going to lie. I think Tennessee could also do some damage in the SEC East this year. I'm not going to dump on them. Would I have a problem if they put Hendon Hooker in front of KJ? No, I wouldn't. I don't know about two guys being this high up. I don't know if Spencer Rattler belongs in the top 8. I realize he honestly did some pretty good things at Oklahoma. I'm not going to argue with that. Of course, he ended up losing the job. He lost the job. You think he's going to go to South Carolina and live up to a 8th overall rating? South Carolina? Now, look at what they did at the end of the year last year. They definitely got it turned around. They have some pieces there that are nice. I just don't know. There's two teams that are just puzzling to me in terms of hype. Texas A&M and South Carolina. I mean, I've seen writers, and I should have saved it, as I always forget to do. I've seen writers put South Carolina as the top 3 team in the SEC East. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. I mean, Georgia for sure is number 1. Tennessee's got to be in there at number 2, and maybe Kentucky at number 3. They got Will Levis, Kentucky quarterback. They have him at 15th, where like Pro Football Focus and some other folks believe he could be a first-round quarterback. So Brad Crawford obviously doesn't agree with a lot of those people who are on the Will Levis. I'm just going to say it like that. Will Levis, the Kentucky quarterback. They're not on that bandwagon. Or Brad Crawford at 247 isn't. Jackson Dart, quarterback at Ole Miss, he's at 19th, and Anthony Richardson, Florida quarterback, is at 20th. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if Arkansas or if KJ Jefferson should be at 5th or not. I don't know. That seems a bit high. But when you look at his numbers, I mean, those are all conference caliber numbers, what he did. And then you combine that with the fact, with the difficulty of the grind of that schedule. I realize their strength of schedule actually shrunk last year. It actually went backwards. I realize that, but you have to look at the week-to-week grind. I think the SEC West is in my opinion, there's nobody more difficult. Are other conferences starting to make a leap up towards – that's always the case. And we can talk about bowl victories, whatever, but the week-to-week grind in the SEC it's tough. It is tough. You see the rise that Baylor had in the Big 12, Oklahoma State has had in the Big 12. Hugh Freeze with Liberty, Cincinnati and what they did last year in the conference that they're in, and by the way, the conference they're going to, they don't achieve the success that they've had if they're in the SEC West. I've said this so many times. We could sit here and talk about, well, yeah, but the West ended up, less ranked teams, whatever, blah, blah. Go back and look at their body of work. Alabama couldn't beat Texas A&M. Struggled against Arkansas, and Arkansas ended up going 8-4, and at least went toe to toe to some degree with Bama, only losing by 7 points. But to do that, and that's why I think Brad Crawford put KJ in front of Hendon Hooker, because I think he realizes, look, man, the East, even though it's getting better, and it is, the East is getting much better. I think the SEC East could be really difficult. I was talking with QB Spotlight a couple of weeks ago, Stephen Hamner, who I've had on here multiple times, and I was dogging the SEC East. I was just like, I just don't buy into it. The conference every year, this and that. And when you put them under a magnifying glass, honestly, the SEC East could even surpass the SEC West this year. That could happen. The potential is on the table for that to happen. A lot of people are really loving what's going on down at Florida. You've got Georgia with Kirby Smart. Can he prove that they're not just a 1-year champion, national champion? Of course, Spencer Rattler at South Carolina, Tennessee, right? Kentucky, who what did they do last year? And they've got some pieces coming back that are pretty special. The East could be pretty damn difficult with obviously Vanderbilt being dead last. In the SEC West, I think the expectations for A&M are too high. I think the expectations for, you're starting to see Will Rogers at Mississippi State. There's people trying to claim he might actually be the better quarterback in this league behind Bryce Young. Brad Crawford has him at 14th. I think that's probably appropriate. Will Rogers' numbers are ridiculous, but we got to remember they're gaudy because they're in the air raid. He's in the air raid. Still pretty nice numbers. And I still think Arkansas, well, we'll get to that. Yeah, there's a lot of love on Anthony Richardson, right? We don't know, like Jackson Dart at Ole Miss. We really don't know what to think about that kid. We don't know. So the SEC West quarterback situation versus the SEC East, it feels like, Bryce Young, KJ Jefferson, again, Will Rogers. There's some names there. The SEC East could catch up. And at the end of the day, Bama's going to be Bama. But it's all about what happens, those two spots behind Bama in the West. Does Georgia get dethroned in the East? I don't know. The funny thing is the guy who ranked KJ fifth in the nation ranked him last in the SEC last year. I think you're right. I think you're correct about that. I think it was Brad Crawford, wasn't it? That's Leach's uncle, but his dad did retweet those. Okay, so we're getting some clarification. So, this is why I didn't want to go too far into going in on the guy. But, I don't know. No family should be doing that, especially the adults in the family, taking to Twitter and being jackasses. I both understand and don't understand the Spencer Rattler hype/hate. Spencer is extremely polarizing. Yeah, Celtics were playing tonight. I had my phone on. I wanted to do the live tonight because I wasn't so sure that I would be able to do the live tomorrow. So I wanted to do the live tonight, and I realized, I was thinking, oh, man, I'm going to miss that game. Hang on just a second. You guys bear with me. What was the score? That's still going on. God, it's just now fourth. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm going to be sure and catch that, the end of that. Yeah, I'm a Celtics fan. I am. Sometimes a job comes first, man. Pleasure has to wait later. But I like their odds this year. I really do. I like their odds. I'm a spoiled fan, man. My Rams won the Super Bowl, and here's my Celtics just killing it. That's never happened before, where the Rams have won a Super Bowl and, the Cardinals win the World Series. Right? Or the Celtics winning an NBA Finals. This never happened in my lifetime. Or at least two of my teams have won something together. In my opinion, KJ was draftable last year. If he improves even moderately again, could easily take a chance in the first round. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. Listen, I do think he's a really good quarterback. I just don't know that I'm prepared to say that he's a first-round draft pick. I don't know if I'm there. I think he's got a little bit of work to do. Bro, you should talk to Pittman about calling all the other SEC coaches to show up early next week in Destin and reserve 2 seats for Jimbo and Saban. If I had that kind of power, I would. That would be fantastic. This guy wouldn't like me then because you're a diehard Laker fan. I hate the Lakers. Although I will say the special on HBO was fantastic. That was fantastic. People always compare Hooker and KJ. Hooker might have a bigger arm, but I think KJ is a better leader, play caller. Yeah, I think KJ's got a pretty big arm. I don't know why people talk as if KJ doesn't have a big arm. Go back and watch what he did against Mizzou. Look at his highlights from this year. He has a big arm. I don't know why this comparison happens and they say Hooker has the stronger arm. Does he? Really, does he? I don't know, man. KJ's got a rocket for an arm. We saw it against Mizzou when he came in, in a game that he wasn't sure if he was going to be the starter or not because of Frank's injury. KJ deep ball might be the best part of his play. Exactly. Like his deep ball, I mean, his accuracy, his deep ball accuracy is pretty nice, man. I mean, you know, what made you a Celtics fan? I'm always asked this, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why I'm asked that. Like, how do most kids in the state of Arkansas who don't have an NBA team, like, how do they pick their – and I'm not trying to pick on you, Swaggy, I promise. I'm always asked this, and it's so bizarre. There is no NBA team here. Growing up, you didn't have a team in Memphis. You didn't have a team in Oklahoma City. You didn't have anything close, right? It's the reason why I'm a St. Louis Cardinal fan. They're somewhat close. They're 5 hours north of here. It's why I was a Ram fan, why I was a Cardinal fan. The Celtics were always on television when I was a kid, even when they weren't very good throughout the 90s after Bird retired. But, yeah, they were always on TV. That's why. I loved Larry Bird. I mean, you know, when I was real little, I knew he was good. I had uncles that loved watching him play. I had family members that liked this. I don't know. I just kind of latched on. He was a great player. The Celtics were good in the 80s. And, of course, the Detroit Pistons came along and the Bulls came along, but I didn't latch on to those teams. I stuck with the Celtics as a kid. KJ has a howitzer. I'm telling you, man, I just don't understand that comparison. People say that Hooker's got, like, it's so obvious that Hooker has the stronger arm, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I don't get that. Sorry, I'm behind. What'd you ask? I've been looking for you thing. I was wondering when I was gonna see another video or live stream. Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, this week's been a little slow. It has. It's not a lot of content, not a lot of Razorback stuff. We've got the Jimbo and Nick Saban drama, but I'll be honest, I really don't. It's entertaining. Other than that, it is what it is. KJ has a very strong arm. That dude can throw ropes. I find it funny that all the chaos in the SEC with Jimbo and Saban, Kiffin. Yeah, you've got some characters. Leach. I think Arkansas will go 9-3. I think 11-1 is our ceiling. Damn. You think 11-1 is Arkansas' ceiling? Woo! Our floor 7-5. Damn. All right. Yeah. And I think, too, and I'm going to be honest, another reason why I really like the Celtics, I was obsessed with the color green as a kid. True story, man. Ninja Turtles, the Green Power Ranger. I mean, come on, dude. That's my generation. Green Lantern. I wasn't a diehard DC comic book fan outside of Batman, but I love the color green. If in my wardrobe, I used to have, like, you guys would see me wearing, like, the color green back in the day all the time. I love that. It's still my favorite color. I think maybe that played a role too. I love the color green. We had Burks last year, but I feel like this year we have more depth at receiver position because Burks carried our pass. Yeah, I think the issue right now at wide receiver is that there's nobody really established as the guy. Is this going to be a year where it's you know, where it's just like every week we're going to have a different leading wideout, you know, like every week and that's fine. That's fine. If you can make it work. That's absolutely fine if you can make that work. If you're able to, if every week you've got someone who steps up, whether it's Warren Thompson, whether it's Katron Jackson, you know, whether it's one of the newbies, Quincy McAdoo, Isaiah Centennia, no matter if you every week, and I don't know if I see freshmen, I don't know if I see any freshmen coming up and doing that, but who knows? Who knows? It's not real common, especially at a place like Arkansas and in this offense where you see a true freshman come in and, you know, put up something like 40, 35, 40 plus catches, but it could happen. I mean, Trey Knox's freshman year, didn't he have like 30 something catches his freshman year? Hazelwood, yeah, you're right, Swaggy. Jaden Hazelwood could be really special. I really hope that guy finds his ceiling here, because if he does, oh my God. I mean, you could have some draft picks in this receiving room. I'm not saying first round. I'm not saying top 18 like our boy Burks. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you might have maybe a couple of second and third and fourth rounders, guys that, it's nice to have some draft picks in the room. That matters, man. The last time you had more than one receiver drafted, well, I guess it had to be Petrino, right? When you had Jarius Wright, Greg Childs, Joe Adams, those guys. Of course, Kobe Hamilton was the next year. As a Cavs fan, I can't stand the Celtics. Everybody hates the Celtics, man. Everybody hates the Celtics. I mean, they dominated back in the day. I mean, it was just ridiculous. They were so good. How many people here become Titans fans because of Bergs? Probably a lot. It reminds me of when Matt Jones got drafted to Jacksonville, and all of a sudden you go up to the NWA Mall in Fayetteville, and there's little kids wearing Jaguar number 18. That was his number, right? Yeah, 18 at Jacksonville. He sells jerseys everywhere. Hazelwood reminds me of Keenan Allen, Larry Fitzgerald. Ooh. I mean, size-wise, I could see that. If he lives up, if he finds his ceiling at Arkansas, oh my goodness. I was already a Titans fan. Well, I sure did love watching the Rams. And that first Super Bowl between the St. Louis Rams and the Titans, that's one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. What a finish. I like the Celtics, but if Golden State Warriors versus Celtics in the championship game, because you got Moses Moody, right? Because historically Celtics are amazing. Yeah, they are. They are definitely amazing historically. You're right. I really don't have an NBA team because I was rooting for the Grizzlies. Yeah, NBA is not super popular around here. And I remember that as a kid. Like, no one cared about the NBA. If I tried to talk about the NBA at school, no one really cared. Which is fine, I mean, we live in a state that worships college athletics, and that's fine. My buddy's a Tennessee alum. Yeah. Yeah, Moody's kind of making a name for himself so far. I haven't really kept up with that series much, but I'm seeing him talked about, it seems like, about every game in this tournament, or in the finals, excuse me. The not the finals, God. It really is after 9 o'clock, and it's almost 10 o'clock. He's doing pretty good, man. Surprised more of you aren't well, no, I get the Golden State. I get it because of Moody, but a lot of people here are Cowboys fans. Don't know why, though. Yeah, well, that's a good question, though. I've never understood. You'd think that Kansas City would dominate, especially in Northwest Arkansas, but that's just not the case. It's the Cowboys. And I don't understand that. Is it the Jerry Jones that I've never understood that? Did you talk about our O-line already? I mean, I haven't yet. I will. The last thing, and we'll finish on this. Again, the content will change here. I want you guys to be very well aware of that. It will change. The content will change. I don't know if that means more live shows, less live shows. I don't know what that means, but I just want you guys to be prepared. The content will change. Hopefully it I love doing these lives. I love doing these. I love talking with y'all, answering questions, and obviously talking about the Razorbacks. I mean, regardless, one way or another, I want to keep doing lives, whether that means I'm doing them here or if I'm doing them with Hogville. It looks like with Hogville, there's a good chance that I'm either going to be at the games in the press box. I can't wait till I get the press passes. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to show those bad boys off. That's a huge. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that. So I may do some huff and puffs. I don't know. I've said before. Talking to those guys at Hogville, I don't have to be at the games. I really don't. I could be right here. In fact, I kind of like being in here because I have my studio set up. I've got my numbers, my stats, everything I need right here in front of me. Whereas if I'm at the stadium, I can't really go back if I have a slight, like if I can't remember who did this or that, in terms of stats. Well, I can't, if I'm holding the phone, I can't look at those numbers because I'm busy. I'm doing the YouTube Live thing on the phone. I can't minimize YouTube Live, So I like that I have this studio here, but yeah, there's going to be some changes this year, and it's really exciting. Do you think Isaiah Centenia or Quincy McAdoo has a better career? God, that's a good question. Oh, that's a really good question because, McAdoo's off to a little bit, he's going to have a slight advantage. Centenia, who was not here during the spring. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I feel like Centenia's the guy with all the hype and excitement right now. I hope that they both stick it out. We don't see one or both of them transfer because they're not getting their chance to play or whatever. And I get it. Kids got to do what's best for them. I hope they're patient. Like what we've talked about with Malik Hornsby, what we talk about with any incoming, youngster, any freshman, 17, 18-year-old kid getting on campus, just please be patient. I understand sometimes it just looks like a foregone conclusion. You're not going to get an opportunity here. I'm gone. I'm a redshirt sophomore and I just got dumped back to the third team. I get that, or a redshirt junior or whatever. But I hope these guys, as they they're going to have to mature quicker. That means along with that, especially for these young men, they're going to have to become patient. Wait your opportunity. If you can't hear, we're watching one of our friends' kids tonight. I wasn't even sure I could do a post game or a show tonight because we were babysitting for our friends. But he's in there. I think he's having a panic attack right now. So I better end this live stream. Thoughts on the series against Memphis? Penny. Yeah. Oh man. That was something else I wanted to talk about, but I'm kind of running out of time here. I want it to happen. I want it to happen. I want the series. I want a home-and-home or whatever with Memphis. Hell, I don't care. Play them once. I would want it to be in Bud Walton because that'd be a hell of a game. Bigger and better things for you, my brother. Yeah, man, it's pretty exciting. This man said Huff and Puffs. Yeah, man. Trey Biddy's got the walk and talks. I've got the Huff and Puffs. That's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt. Ty's Huff and Puff with Ty. There you go. Ty, different subject, but you should check out Bryce Mitchell in the UFC. Yeah, I don't follow. I know Thug Nasty. I know who he is. I just don't follow MMA. Not a big MMA guy. Great Archie representation. Yeah, and that's great. He loves the state, and I love him for that. He is like one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite Arkansans, maybe ever. I love how much that dude reps Arkansas, but yeah, I don't really watch the MMA. Not gonna lie. So yeah, Huff and Puff is a killer name. Yeah, man, I like that name. We're gonna print the shirts. That's what we're gonna do. All right, that's gonna do it. I will should stream Friday for sure. I'm gonna try and stream Friday. Maybe we'll have some recruiting updates or something. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys. Again, changes, man. You're gonna hear me say that about 1,000,000 times. Hoping to have the new logo again, like I said at the beginning of the show. Hoping to have it hopefully next week. The name change, everything. It's a slow process, but that's just kind of how it is. So, yeah. All right. Woo Pig and I will hopefully again I'll see you guys on Friday. All right? Woo Pig Suey. Go Hawks. Oh, my ass.